third and final main topic today. And our third and final main topic today is this. So, we had Spider-Man No Way Home, what feels like forever ago now, I guess. It's been over a year.
It's 2021.
And we had the return of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. With that came lots of questions afterwards. You know, will these guys be back? Will Sony be willing to make those movies while still making, you know, the Tom Holland versions? Lots of questions were had. But it looks like we have a little bit of news that I want to talk about here that is coming out from an interview with Tobey Maguire. And this is coming to us from Screen Rant. Tobey Maguire is ready to keep playing Spider-Man and wants to return again after Spider-Man No Way Home. The 2021 Marvel Cinematic Universe movie managed to bring all three live-action movie Spider-Man actors together for a cinematic event. For Tobey Maguire, it marked his return to Spider-Man for the first time since 2007 Spider-Man 3, where he played Emo Peter. Since Sony rebooted the web-slinger twice after that movie, it was largely thought that his days of playing the character were over. Spider-Man No Way Home proved that Maguire could still play Peter Parker and reinvigorated interest in seeing more of him in some sort of capacity as the character. Now, more than a year and a half after the movie's release, the original Spider-Man star has opened up about the idea of coming back again. Ahead of the release of the Spider-Man No Way Home official movie special, Marvel shared some stuff from an interview with Tobey Maguire discussing his Spider-Man MCU return. And let's jump down and read his quote. Quote, "I love these films and I love all of the different series. If these guys called me and said, would you show up tonight to hang out and goof around, or would you show up to do this movie or read a scene or do a Spider-Man thing? It would be a yes, because why wouldn't I want to do that?"
Huh.
Yeah, no doubt. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Right.
Now that Tobey Maguire has confirmed his interest in playing Spider-Man again after Spider-Man No Way Home, plenty of possibilities open up for where that could happen. The most obvious and exciting suggestion is that Maguire's Spider-Man could be in Avengers Secret Wars. The final MCU movie of Phase 6 is expected to be a multiverse event that encompasses the entire history of Marvel movies.
Hell yeah.
I want to say that again. The entire
history
of Marvel movies, not MCU movies, Marvel movies. This could mean bringing Tobey Maguire back and having his Spider-Man share the screen in Secret Wars with Marvel heroes like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, and other legends of the superhero movie world. This is pretty exciting news. I just wonder when they say things like that, it will encompass the entire history of Marvel movies. Will we see a Hasselhoff versus Sam Jackson, Nick Fury battle off? Maybe it turns out our Nick Fury is the fake one, and the real Nick Fury is David Hasselhoff from the 80s.
Maybe that's where he got the name. Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I guess there was always a question after this of, you know, was this a one-off thing? Did these guys even really want to do this, or was it kind of like a, hey, we'll do it for the fans kind of thing? And I think this confirms, if anything, that these dudes had a blast. They had a real blast coming back and like he said, goofing around.
I mean, they have a Spider-Man group chat.
This definitely doesn't sound like a, hey, if they call me tomorrow and they were like, let's do Spider-Man 4 and you're the star of it, I would be like, yeah. It doesn't sound like that. It sounds like, hey, if it's like a little thing, we're just chilling, goofing off, then I'm in. And that definitely seems more like something like a cameo in like Secret Wars or something like that would be more like around the idea. But Lucas, you're hearing this information. Tobey Maguire is saying, of course, I would love to come back to play Spider-Man. Why wouldn't
Are you kidding me?
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, why the hell would you not? I mean, I get it. for Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, I do understand if they're not gung-ho about like restarting their own franchises or whatever. I would happily take more of both. You know what I mean? Like, you guys can throw as many of those as you want. And again, as long as it's good.
There was two movies there, right? There was Spider-Man 3 that was written and never happened. Sorry, the Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was Spider-Man 4 that was written and actually like
was pretty far into production.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, had cast John Malkovich.
So the two movies are there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah, so you could definitely...
So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a side thing. For sure. Bring back Sam Raimi to do 4, everything. I'd love that. That being said, I agree with you, I think, to an extent that from the way he's talking, at least, he says he would love to come back. Does that mean he would love to come back and restart his own franchise? Maybe, we'll see. But I would guarantee, I'm going to put my money on it right now, without a doubt, Tobey Maguire at least is going to be in Secret Wars. There's no doubt about it. I mean, like, I've heard, some rumors lately, like some speculation, whatever, that not only is Tobey Maguire going to be in Secret Wars, but Hugh Jackman as well, and that they are going to fight alongside each other. I mean, that's just awesome, right? Like, as long as it's done well, whatever. Give me whatever. I mean, the entire history of the Marvel universe, movies, whatever that means, bring it on. Let's do it. I mean, if that does mean that we get a, Hasselhoff, Nick Fury, that would be awesome, dude. Do it, right?
Or
Why
I mean,
not?
Wesley Snipes' Blade,
right?
I mean, there's so
and
many
all of
things.
them, and that's the beauty
Honestly,
of the like.
I mean, how crazy would it be? I think the craziest of all of them would be how crazy would it be if somehow they could implement the 1980s Howard the Duck into this.
Sure,
like
they
the
can. Why
like
can't
the
they?
Right, no doubt. I mean, they probably could.
And we might see that. That's kind of out there a little bit, but like the beauty of what they're setting up here and where they're going with this is that, I grew up loving, Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I went as him for Halloween for like 3 years running with the, muscle pads and everything. I loved it. And like all of it, and the way that they're setting it up, it's so beautiful to pay tribute to those movies, you know what I mean, that we grew up with. And moving forward in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I doubt, that's going to be a continuing, recurring thing after we're out of the multiverse saga. So you almost get to close the door on a lot of those movies that, or, those stories and characters that you love that you didn't really maybe fully get that closure on. And then also, with it just being a small cameo or whatever, and it's Marvel too, like, why would you say no to coming back, even for just a small cameo? Whoever you are, Edward Norton, you know what I mean? Like, it would be just kind of goofing around, hanging out. You get to come back as a character that you loved probably once and get to be. You know what I mean?
There's still, what's his name's Ghost Rider?
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage's Ghost Rider.
Sure.
There's.
I mean, it's a multiverse.
I really want to see this.
The way that
how crazy would it be? I had this prediction a long time ago, and it feels like we have gotten so far off of that it is not an option now. But how crazy would it be if they still do circle back to the fact that our world isn't
not the main one,
right? Isn't the real main continuity was Tobey Maguire or
whatever,
right?
Whatever, yeah.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
Well, that kind of makes me think of something that like Aman Vellani, right, said on a red carpet interview or whatever one time about how she was texting Kevin Feige. And was like, is the MCU really 616? Something about the comics and stuff. And he was all like, being coy about it.
Right.
Maybe that is.
Right.
Maybe that is what's going to be revealed.
And that would be really interesting too. And then maybe we see those things fight each other. I mean, as much as I've always hated the idea of two similar things kind of fighting, it would be interesting to see, like, Eric Bana's Hulk fight
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
For sure.
You know, I mean,
it would. Well,
and
I
to
mean,
see, you know, Daredevil, Ben Affleck's fight Charlie Cox Daredevil, and to see Mahershala Ali fight, you know, Blade fight.
All of them.
Yeah, I mean, all of that would be awesome.
I mean, I think that is a serious possibility because, like, with the Multiverse of Madness, you know, we know that incursions are occurring, obviously.
Right.
And I think what might end up being the climax of it, right, is that Kang is taking advantage of that chaos that's already kind of happening and using it for his own good and making two timelines fight each other. As, you know, for, like, one of you gets to survive, who's it going to be? And so, yeah, you do have that universe where Eric Bana is still Hulk. You get to fight it.
Yeah, there's also,
and that doesn't feel contrived to me. You know what I mean? That's kind of
I do also want to throw out that there are rumors currently circulating with sources that I would consider
trustful,
that say the new Reed Richards has been cast, and guess who's playing it?
Glenn Howerton.
Ryan Gosling. That's the word. That's the word on the street right now. We'll see how it turns out.
You know what's crazy about that?
Glenn Howerton.
I mean,
Gosling just feels weird.
It does feel a little weird. I mean, he's gonna kill it. Like he's a
Beta Ray
chameleon.
Bill a long time ago, and I was like, okay, I can see that, but
or Nova maybe,
or
even like Johnny Storm. I could see him playing.
Definitely.
Reed Richards is a little interesting, for
right.
sure, but
he's not.
It's not. I mean,
seasoned
look,
enough.
he's right.
No, I mean looking. He doesn't have that I'm a 58-year-old scientist look. You know?
Maybe
like,
he's young
he looks
still.
too
Maybe he's a young character still.
You know, Reed Richards is hot. He's hot like old man scientist hot.
Right.
But not like
Ryan
Hollywood
Gosling,
actor
Barbie,
Ryan Gosling hot.
Well, you know, but Ryan Gosling is also a very dedicated actor, so who knows? You know, maybe if that's the case, I mean, he's gonna kill it. That's out of left field for sure, but it does remind me of an interview or, you know, a question somebody asked him about like some fan castings that had put him in a bunch of like villain roles, like Hyperion and stuff like that. And he goes, nah, I want to play a hero. If I'm going to do that and I want to do that, I would love to play a hero.
Right.
So, you know, interesting. I mean, he's going to dye his hair black, you know, get a little salt and pepper going on.
Right. Be weird. That's for sure. But guys, you guys are hearing this information on Tobey Maguire saying he would want to come back to play Spider-Man. Of course. Why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't you?
You know, what do you guys think of this? Does this mean he's coming back? Does this mean maybe? What does this mean to you guys? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below.